William Percival Harvin III, born May 28, 1988, is a former American football wide receiver. He played college football at Florida, when the Gators won the BCS National Championship in 2006 and 2008, and was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings of the National Football League, NFL, in the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft. Harvin also played for the Seattle Seahawks, New York Jets, and Buffalo Bills. He was named the Associated Press Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2009 and won Super Bowl XLVIII with the Seahawks in 2013 over the Denver Broncos. He attended and played football for Landstown High School in Virginia Beach, where his team won the high school state championship in 2004. Harvin was born to William Percival Harvin Jr. and wife Linda in Chesapeake, Virginia, where after his father's departure, he lived with his mother and his older sister, Lintra. His mother, Linda, ran a daycare out of their home as Harvin helped with the children. Harvin's mother ran track at Princess Anne High School in Virginia Beach and later coached an AAU track team. His sister, Lintra, ran track, both at Salem High School in Virginia Beach and at Eastern Michigan University. As a child, Harvin was a gifted athlete whose prowess was first noted as a 6-year-old flag football participant. At the age of 13, he played for Coach Bruce Pearl and the Virginia Beach Mustangs Pop Warner football team, leading the team to a national championship. At Landstown High School in Virginia Beach, Harvin was noted for his speed, 4.32 seconds in the 40-yard dash as a freshman, and ability to make people miss in the open field. In 2003, during his sophomore year, the Landstown Eagles were the state Group AAA runner-up in football. A year later, Harvin led the Eagles football team to a perfect 14-0 record in a Virginia High School League, VHSL, Group AAA Division VI state championship. In the title game against James Robinson High School, Harvin accounted for 476 all-purpose yards in rushing, receiving, kick returns, and interception returns, as well as scoring 5 touchdowns in the 47-20 victory. In 2005, Landstown finished 13-1 after a 28-7 state championship game upset loss to Oakton High School of Vienna, Virginia. Following his stellar high school career, Harvin participated in the 2006 U.S. Army All-American Bowl. He also triumphed in basketball, where he helped the team to a 33-6 record and runner-up in the 2005 VHSL AAA state championship game. After receiving National Junior Player of the Year honors in 2005, Harvin became one of the most highly acclaimed high school football players in the country. As one of the top recruits in the 2006 high school class, Harvin was ranked number 1 overall by Rivals.com 3, and the number 2 receiver by Scout.com 4. Despite his accomplishments, Harvin's high school athletic career was not without controversy. He served a 1-game suspension early in his junior football season for unsportsmanlike conduct. As a senior, he was suspended for the final 2 regular season games after making contact with an official and using inappropriate language during a game against First Colonial High School. In basketball, Harvin and a Green Run High School player were involved in a scuffle that prompted referees to stop the game with time remaining on the clock. As a result of this and prior incidents, Harvin was suspended from athletic competition by the VHSL. Despite these missteps, Harvin ranks as one of the greatest high school athletes to come out of the Hampton Roads area. He scored 77 career touchdowns, accounted for more points than any player in Southampton Roads history, and led Landstown High School to 3 consecutive Group AAA Division VI state football championship games. As a junior, Harvin led the Landstown basketball team to the state final, and became the first athlete since 1936 to win 5 gold medals at the state track meet. Despite several earlier statements that he would attend Florida State University, on December 19, 2005, Harvin committed to the University of Florida over Florida State, University of Miami, Florida, University of Michigan, and University of Southern California. 6. In 2000, at the age of 12, he was a member of the national champion 4x100 meters relay team in the midget, 11-12, age group. 7. Harvin was also a standout track athlete at the Landstown High School. He became the first athlete in 69 years to capture 5 state titles at 2005 Virginia Class AAA state meet, winning the 100 meters, with a time of 10.69 seconds, 200 meters, with a time of 21.59 seconds, long jump, with a leap of 7.15 meters, and in triple jump, with a leap of 14.50 meters. He captured the 2005 Virginia Class AAA indoor title in triple jump, with a leap of 14.70 meters. He also won the 2004 state title in long jump as a sophomore with a leap of 7.14 meters. As a result of various incidents, Harvin was suspended from athletic competition by the Virginia High School League, VHSL. The suspension prevented Harvin from competing in the VHSL Group AAA state indoor track meet at George Mason University that year. His loss, after becoming the first athlete to win 5 state track titles in the same meet during his junior year, was a huge blow to his high school track team. 8. Harvin's personal bests are 10.43 seconds in the 100 meters, 21.19 seconds in the 200 meters, and 7.40 meters in long jump. Harvin accepted an athletic scholarship to attend the University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida, 9, where he played on Coach Urban Meyer's Florida Gators football team from 2006 to 2008. 10. Harvin had an immediate and dramatic impact for the Gators as a freshman in 2006, and was a key offensive player during the Gators National Championship season in 2008. 9. Harvin made his collegiate debut for the Florida Gators on September 2, 2006 against the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. 9. Harvin was a dual threat, lining up at both running back and wide receiver. He caught 3 passes for 33 yards and carried the ball 4 times for a team-leading 58 yards. Harvin's second game was on September 9 against the Central Florida Golden Knights. He caught 4 passes for 99 yards, including a 58-yard touchdown pass. He also ran for 11 yards on 2 carries. 11. In the third and fourth games of the season, Harvin saw limited action against the Tennessee Volunteers, where he had 1 catch for 12 yards and 1 rush for 13 yards. 1. He was injured in the second quarter and thus played very little for the rest of the game and during practice the following week, 2 permanent dead link. A week later against the Kentucky Wildcats, Harvin had only 1 rush for 2 yards. 12. Due to his injuries, Harvin did not play against the Alabama and played sparingly against LSU. He returned to the lineup for the Auburn game and continued his sporadic freshman year performance, rushing for a 42-yard touchdown against rival Florida State. However, Harvin suffered a neck sprain in the game and was taken off the field on a stretcher. Harvin returned the next week for the SEC championship game against Arkansas, by catching 5 passes for 62 yards and a touchdown. He also ran 6 times for a team-high 105 yards, including a 67-yard touchdown run. With that performance, Harvin was named the game MVP. He finished off his freshman season with a win in the BCS National Championship game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. In the game, Harvin lined up at quarterback numerous times, and was a factor in both the run game and the pass game with 22 yards rushing, 60 yards receiving, and a rushing touchdown. Despite his injury-plagued freshman season, Harvin was awarded SEC College Freshman of the Year. Harvin entered the 2007 season as the starting receiver for the Gators. In the season opener, a 49-3 victory over Western Kentucky, Harvin recorded 3 receptions for 53 yards and a touchdown. A week later against Troy, Harvin grabbed 3 receptions for 42 yards and a touchdown and also rushed for 56 yards on 4 carries. The next game, a blowout victory over Tennessee, Harvin contributed greatly with 120 yards on 4 receptions and 75 rushing yards with a touchdown. The next game Harvin grabbed 11 passes for 121 yards and a score in a 30-24 win over Mississippi. In the Gators' first loss of the season to Auburn, Harvin recorded 119 yards on 7 receptions. The game marked his 3rd consecutive 100-yard receiving game. The next 3 weeks resulted in modest numbers from Harvin, but he did go over 100 yards in either rushing or receiving. Then on November 3, Harvin had his best game of the season statistically, in a victory over Vanderbilt, when he recorded 110 receiving yards on 9 receptions and 11 rushes for 113 yards and 2 rushing scores. After missing the South Carolina and Florida Atlantic victories with a sinus infection, Harvin returned with a 16-rush, 157-yard performance with a rushing touchdown against Florida State. The Gators took their 9-3 record to the Capital One Bowl in Orlando, where they lost to University of Michigan, 35-41. He put up monster numbers as he had 9 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown, also rushing for 165 yards and a score. He finished the season with 858 yards on 59 receptions for 4 touchdowns. He also totaled 764 yards on 83 rushes for 6 touchdowns for a total of 1,622 yards from scrimmage and 10 touchdowns, becoming the first receiver in University of Florida history to have over 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in his career. Harvin earned all SEC first-team honors as an all-purpose player, while earning second-team honors as a receiver. He was named to the preseason All-American list and the Heisman Trophy contenders list in March 2008. In the spring prior to his junior season, Harvin underwent arthroscopic heel surgery on his right heel to address the underlying issue that caused injury trouble throughout his career: Achilles tendonitis, knee tendonitis, hip flexor, hamstring and quadriceps issues, dating back to his high school days in Virginia Beach. The surgery was performed by Dr. Robert Anderson of OrthoCarolina of Charlotte, North Carolina. Due to the invasive nature of the procedure, the recovery time was very long and associated with significant risk. Harvin used the recovery to his advantage though. Limited to on-field practice and running, he focused his efforts on getting stronger, increasing his weight to 205 pounds and notably increasing his bench press max to 405 pounds. 13. In light of his increased strength and past production from the running back position, Florida head coach Urban Meyer officially announced his position had changed from wide receiver to running back, prior to the start of the season. However, Harvin continued to line up as a receiver for the Gators on a part-time basis. In fact, he was more of a full-time receiver than a running back. 14.